I'm delighted to welcome the President of Colombia, Ivan Duque, to Jerusalem. I can tell you that I found a friend of Israel and a personal friend. And I want to thank you for your ongoing warmth and friendship to the Jewish people and to the Jewish state. Over the years, the relationship between Israel and Colombia has evolved greatly. And having you here in Jerusalem to open the first Colombian Innovation Office is a sign that our relationship is growing stronger than ever. Technology and innovation can do remarkable things, not just for both our countries, but for the entire world. And we're honored that you chose Israel to be the first country where Colombia opens an innovation center. It marks another milestone in your legacy, Mr. President, of strengthening the bond between our nations. Innovation is only one of the various bilateral ties that exist between our countries. We spoke just now over lunch about the vast opportunities in the fields of climate, in security, in fighting terror, in harboring economy and friendship between our countries. And I want to thank you, President, for leading the strategic shift in our relations, for your heartfelt support for Israel and your friendship. This morning, I believe, Mr. President, you visited the Kotel, the Western Wall, and I think that's a very meaningful gesture for the Jewish people, for the state of Israel. And I can tell you confidently that it's also going to bring you good fortune. It works. There's a short communication line to Almighty over there. So, Mr. President, welcome to Israel.
Thank you so much, Prime Minister Bennett. It's a great honor for me to visit you in the great state of Israel. And I see this gathering as a very important moment in our bilateral relationships. As you know, Colombia and Israel started diplomatic relations in 1949. But for the first time in our history, a Colombian president has visited the West Wall, prayed at the West Wall, and at the same time honor the legacy of so many Jewish migrants that we have received over the years in Colombia and that have made very important impact in our society. We also want to express that we feel that we have reached the highest peak in our bilateral relationships, that we're going to take it to a new level. You were one of the architects of the free trade agreement that we signed, that we ratified, that is now ongoing. And I believe that for the benefit of our people, we want those exports to be tripled, the investment to be tripled, but also to continue this very strong alliance on multiple fronts. And I will mention that we have been doing a great work in security because we value security as a democratic value and the cornerstone of any free society. But we also understand that security is a public good. So we will continue to work jointly to fight common threats around the world, but also to protect our people and to strengthen the cooperation. The second thing that I want to mention is that you have been a leader in technology. You, not only as an entrepreneur, but as a public servant, have always encouraged the usage of technology to make important changes in our society. We have said that Colombia wants to embrace the concept of sustainability. Use technology to protect the environment, and we want to work jointly with the center of the startup nation that is open here in Israel and that has been a reference model for Colombia. We're glad to open here in Jerusalem our first innovation office because it is in Jerusalem where you have your innovation authority. So we want to work hand in hand with this authority and identify opportunities that can look at Colombia as the #1 partner in Latin America and the Caribbean. We also believe there is also a big chance for us to build a revolution on renewable energies. As I mentioned, Colombia is now the leader in Latin America in this process of expanding non-conventional renewables like solar and wind. But we have also presented to the public the roadmap for green hydrogen. So we look forward to work jointly with Israeli investors, and we also look forward so that Israel can look at Colombia as a hub for the exporting green energies of the future. And last but not least, Mr. Prime Minister, we consider both of our nations as brothers and sisters. And we want to invite you to visit Colombia. We want to have you with us and be able to create new milestones of the bilateral relationship. And I honestly think that with the free trade agreement, the sky is the limit. We're going to work together, and we will continue to support, as we have done it always, this lasting relationship of the brotherhood between Colombia and the great state of Israel. I see you as a personal friend. I see you as a friend of Colombia, and thank you for the kindness and also for all your generosity with our country, Mr. Prime Minister.
Thank you very much.